people of all faiths and all cultures in our state. And finally, our own systems must be match fit. So we also commit today to undertake further work to make sure Victoria's multicultural policies, institutions and personnel are equipped to reject division, to build bridges and also resolve conflicts. This includes work within the Victoria Multicultural Commission to ensure it can deliver this agenda, and I can announce that this work will be guided through the formation of a targeted advisory group. And I'm very proud to say today it will be headed by an eminently qualified and respected Victorian, George Lakakis. George was the longest-serving chair of the Victoria Multicultural Commission, and we'll have more to say about those details soon. Finally, while we take bold action at a state level, welcome it also at a federal level, we know that we always need to listen and liaise at a local level. Listening to community leaders like I have been doing. I know that this means more than regular communication. I know this means more updates to the community and also clear points of escalation to address and deal with concerns as they arrive. So we will establish a new and form a new chair and we will form and chair a new body, a new working group to help cut through systems and bureaucracy to understand that the situation week by week, but also get things done, be that point of escalation, be that point of response. We could call it, for example, the Local Escalation and Help Group, or LEA for short. It could include representatives from across government departments, councils, the Jewish community, rabbinical groups, security groups. But I want to be clear, this is not about politicians. We'll work with community leaders. We'll work with agencies. We'll work with community representatives on the makeup of this group so we can get LEA up and running as soon as possible. Before I hand over to the Minister for Police, can I just finish by saying this is a long journey of reform, and it builds on the work done to date. It builds on the introduction of the Anti-Vilification and Social Cohesion Bill into the Victorian Parliament. It builds on the banning of Nazi symbols and salutes. It builds on making Holocaust education mandatory in all of our schools. It builds on Victoria's first anti-racism strategy, and it builds on those police powers to crack down on violent and unlawful protest. And we need it. We need it. I'll never forget the visit I made last Friday. I'll never forget the sight and smell of that blackened synagogue for the rest of my life. I will never forget the harrowing stories of those who had escaped from that act of terror. And I'll also never forget how it also made me reflect my own childhood, growing up, attending church on the weekend with my family. Anti-Semitism is a cancer. Anti-Semitism is a cancer, and we must leave no stone unturned to fight the evil of anti-Semitism, to fight the evil of this racism and hate in all of its forms, and also continue to work to help heal our multicultural community, to help build on that social cohesion and continue to support a strong, united Victoria.
Premier Jacinta Allen has introduced stringent measures aimed at curbing extreme, dangerous and radical protests in Victoria. Following violent demonstrations, including a terror attack on a Melbourne synagogue, the state government has announced bans on masks and balaclavas at protests. Allen emphasised that these new rules empower police to target individuals inciting hatred and antisocial behaviour. Additionally, public displays of terrorist group symbols, including Hezbollah and Hamas, along with white nationalist and extremist symbols, will now be prohibited. The government has also outlawed using attachment devices like glue, chains, and locks to disrupt public order during protests. Allen stated, "There should be no place to hide for racists stirring hate on the streets." Protesters will also be restricted from demonstrating near places of worship, addressing recent incidents targeting synagogues, mosques, temples, and churches. These measures ensure Victorians can exercise their religious freedoms without fear or harassment. To promote inclusivity, multicultural organisations applying for government funding will need to adhere to a social cohesion pledge, with strict consequences for violations. Allen stressed that anti-Semitic acts and hate crimes have no place in a modern, multicultural state. Opposition leader Peter Dutton criticised the government for delays in implementing these measures, arguing they should have been introduced over a year ago. 5 Victorian Liberal MPs have submitted a motion advocating for former MP Maura Deeming's reinstatement to the party's parliamentary wing. Deeming was expelled in May after a legal dispute with Liberal leader John Pesutto, who accused her of actions damaging to the party's reputation. A federal court ruling recently found Pesutto's statements defamatory, clearing Deeming's name. The MPs, including Bill Tilley and Renee Heath, issued a statement calling her expulsion fundamentally flawed and a matter of fairness. They urged party members to show integrity and resolve internal disputes responsibly. Deeming reiterated her commitment to the Liberal Party, stating, "I have every right to be there. I did nothing wrong." The upcoming party meeting on Friday will be a significant test for Pseudo's leadership, following internal dissent and high-profile resignations, including Liberal MP Sam Groth stepping down from the frontbench. Australia's energy policy continues to spark intense debate, particularly concerning the role of nuclear power. Opposition leader Peter Dutton has proposed establishing 7 nuclear power plants funded by taxpayers. His plan aims to reduce carbon emissions while providing stable energy solutions. However, critics, including major power companies, argue nuclear power is economically unviable compared to renewables. Australia has embraced rooftop solar, with nearly 4 million households and businesses now generating their own energy. This solar revolution has significantly impacted coal power, driving down electricity costs and forcing coal plants to operate at a loss. Experts predict similar challenges for nuclear energy, which shares coal's limitations as a baseload generator. The crux of the nuclear debate lies in differing assumptions about costs, lifespan, and efficiency. While Coalition Commission studies claim nuclear is cost-effective, organizations like CSIRO argue it remains prohibitively expensive. These conflicting reports reflect the broader divide over the country's energy future. As battery technology improves and becomes more affordable, households may increasingly adopt storage solutions, reducing reliance on centralized grids. This shift further complicates the case for nuclear power, raising questions about its practicality in an evolving energy landscape. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on stories that matter most to you. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay informed. And as always, thank you for choosing Aussie Pulse.